Hi, welcome. So we've looked at basic data structures in Python. There are lots of things you can do with them. Just keep practicing. But now we are going to move on with conditionals, and more specifically, we are going to be looking at the if function. The if function is very important to know, even for web developers, data analysts, every kind of role. You need the if function because you are checking if a condition is true, do this; if it is false, do that. So let's just go straight and look at if functions in Python. So here I have written a couple of conditionals here. So you must be used to this already, maybe except for this equal to, that might be new to you. But from Excel, we've already seen this. We've seen that x greater than y, x greater than or equal to y, x less than y. And we've seen all of this, except that in Python, for you to say equal to, you have to use a double equal sign, and then for you to say not equal to, you use this one, and then not equal to is this one. So the rest same for Excel as well. So let's just move on now and create our first if function. So remember, you can just press B to create a new cell down there. So we are just going to say, for example, if temperature, let me just make it short, just write the word temp, or no problem, let's just do temperature is greater than 30, the colon. That's now that's how you write the if, and then what should it do? Maybe print, for example, hot day. So with this Python, this is a very lazy way of writing the if function, and if you have been using maybe JavaScript or so, you'll be used to this. So it is, as there's no else, you just write it like this and it's already an if function. So if you run this, let's run this and you see. So here we run this. So now let us now declare temperature. So we can say temperature equals to 32 and run it. So we get hot day. And what if temperature is 20? It does nothing. So that is why it's a lazy if, because there is no else to add to this. So but now we know that the standard normally is standard if else, that we know maybe from coming from Excel, is that you write something like this. So just be sure that you have this indentation for your if. There must be this indentation of 4 characters here. So you say if some condition, and then you give the result. So now here we can now say else, then we say what we want. So if it's not true, then we can just simply say cold day. So this is a standard if in Python. And when you run this, so let us go now here, and then we get our temperature. I'll just copy it and paste it here. So if temperature is 20 and we run it, we get cold day. And if temperature is 34 and we run it, we get hot day. So it's simple syntax. If temperature or this condition is true, print this or return this. So you could have long statement here, calculations, else with the colon, 4 spaces, do this. So this is a very simple if statement. Now you can also write it maybe in an interesting way by saying you have a nested kind of if. Maybe there are multiple conditions. There is a temperature and whether it is holiday, or we just want to add another, like we saw in Excel, nested if. So let us look at that now. So which means that you can say if temperature is maybe greater than 30, we can say maybe very hot day or hot day. Then maybe if temperature greater than 25, for example, beautiful day, and then less than that, it's a cold day. So we can do that now. We can say if temperature greater than 30, then we say print hot day. Now you go down, you take an else. So instead of taking the else like this, you say elif. So elif now will mean, okay, it's another nested if in this. So if you remember nested if, we looked at that in Excel. So let's just say if temperature greater than 25, then what do? We print maybe beautiful day. Then the last one now is the else. So you could have as many elif as you want, and then the final condition, when everything else has failed, you close it with an else statement. So we can say cold day. So we could have many elif in between here before the else. So many. Then at the end we close it with an else. So in this case we just have one elif, and there could be many more than that. So let's initialize the temperature variable. So let's say the temperature variable equals to maybe 20, and as we expect it's a cold day, so let's put it 26, so that is between 25 and 30. Let's put it 26. And as we expect it's a beautiful day, and if we put it 34, it's a hot day. So that is just very easy to do with Python. So now you can also have a lazy kind of way of writing mixed with this. So let's just do something, maybe mixing the lazy, and because most of the time there are many times when you just want to do the lazy, either that condition occurs or just do nothing about it. So if temperature is 30, for example, so we can now add maybe another condition and say if temperature is 30 and then it's a holiday. So let me just declare those two variables here so we can see. So there is a temperature, and the temperature can maybe be 20 or any value, and then is holiday is just a boolean, which is either true or false. So is it a holiday or not? So it is true when it's a holiday. So if the temperature is greater than that, if then is holiday. Now we can either say equal to true, or if we leave it like this, Python would just say it would evaluate it if this is true. So another way of writing this is just saying if is holiday, so which means that if is holiday is equal to true, or if you say is holiday is equal to true, it's the same thing. So another way is just saying if is holiday, then what should it do? Print. Let's go play. So remember the string thing that we said last time. If you are going to use this apostrophe here, then you should use double quotes like that. So we looked at that when we were looking at strings. Now else, again, you can add an else here. Else, enter, print, for example, still under that first if. Yeah, just leave the double. We cannot play today. We cannot play during school time. And then now, which means that you're saying if this temperature is greater than 30, there are things to check. Is it a holiday? Let's go play. If it's not a holiday, then we cannot play during school time, even though the temperature is maybe hot one and want to go out and play, for example. Now the next thing, now you can say else is a cold day, for example. Else, print cold. So it must not really be exact temperatures. I'm just using it for illustration. So else cold day. So when you run this, it is saying it's a cold day because this first condition is what is checked first. Is it 20? Is it above 30? No, it's not above 30. So it says cold day. Now let us put 30 here, or 32. Run it. Let's go play. Now let us change this holiday to false and run it. It says we cannot go play during school time because it's not a holiday. So it's interesting to see how you can mix things up with if. And also, like we saw in the Excel or even in SQL, you can always use the and. So let's just declare temperature here again. Temperature equal to 31. And then we still say is holiday equals to true. Then we can even write an if statement like this. If temperature is greater than or equal to 30 and now is holiday equal to true. Again, the four spaces, print let's go play. So let's run this. As you can see, you've used and here, and then you print let's go play. So there could be an or in between, and then you could add an else if you want to say something else after that. So just need to look at all of this, mix them up, play with them, but you should now be able to have a good introduction to if in Python and use it to be able to check conditions. So I hope you've been able to learn how to use the if statement in Python, and you can always play with if and or, the lazy if, nested if, and get very interesting results. So see you next video. Wish you good data luck.